Yeah, that's fucking stupid, bro. What the fuck? Alright, well, I verified it, so we'll be good for next time, but...
Check, check, check. We are live. Hello, world. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. This is Odd Takes, and I am Jerry Moe. Thank you for everyone that showed up a little early. I know we're a little late. That's the way the things have to go down, though. That's the way we're kicking off this show. It's a championship weekend, and we're going to get rocking. If you don't know anything about me, this is the way I do things. I told myself, man, whenever I go live, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stand up and do it. I'm going to stand up and shout. I'm going to throw on the shades, and I'm going to go hard. But that's why I need to do all that. I got to have someone to keep me in check. And I know nobody else can do that better than my man Aaron Raven. What's going on, Aaron?
What's up, Jerry? You've been showing me up and everything. You got the fancy jacket. You got the fancy shades. Here I am, just in my beer shirt, and my hat, and all this shit. Like, come on.
He's the hard worker. This is the worker,
me look bad.
He's the one that shows up and works, and I'm the one that tries to take the credit. You know how that goes. He's the one that makes it happen. I'm just here to trying to keep you entertained. But again, shout out to everyone hanging out. I see a big crowd already getting in here. From Alex Villanueva to Seamonts. I appreciate you guys. You know how I do it. I host on Sundays, Moneyline. There's so much things I can say on radio. So right here, I wanted to do an unedited, an unscripted, just an unplugged here. Go ahead and get it. And that's what we're going to do here every single day. We're going to try to do this thing from 1 to 2 p.m. every single day for you. We're going to give you sports and entertainment. I'm going to give you bets in between everything, but I'm going to give you entertainment. If there's something happening with Antonio Brown, we're going to get to it. If Drake is putting hot sauce on you know what, we're going to get to it. That's the kind of show we have here, and you're going to be involved in this show as well. But, again, shout out to everyone. You guys know behind the scenes I've been trying to put so much work into this. As soon as I had it to a certain place, I wanted to get Aaron involved. I called him up, and he's been involved ever since. I got my man Gavin Dunaway behind the scenes, making sure that everything's right. So, again, it's a big day for us. And not only this, but we're also kicking off a new site, We Bet ATS. Go ahead and put it in your browsers now and your phones. We Bet ATS. It's a soft launch this week because we wanted to make sure that we got you some kind of football content going into championship weekend. So go ahead and check out We Bet ATS. There's going to be so much free content. All the videos from this show are going to be on there as well. So just go ahead and get yourself accustomed to this new rotation. Every day you're at work and you're on that lunch break and you're thinking, man, I don't even want to go back to work. You're going to go ahead and pull this up and we're going to get you ready for the rest of your day. We're going to do anything from, like I told you, entertainment to beer drinking. I mean, if I got Aaron involved, you know there's going to be some beer drinking, right?
Yeah, especially because it's a Friday. As a show I've done before that you've filled in on before, it's a Friday, and it's a beer Friday. So we're actually going to have to go get them out of the fridge here in a second and start chug-a-lug because I brought some good stuff. I also brought some stuff that, knowing you, is going to knock you on your ass.
Yeah.
Because I got some strong beer in there.
Yeah, that show that he speaks of, and they were giving me 4 Locos to the head. I was just telling someone that story this morning. I said, man, I don't know what I was thinking drinking that 4 Locos to the head. I don't even remember the rest of that car. The next thing I remember, I'm talking to Tyler about who knows what. But again, that's the kind of show we want to do for you guys. We want to make sure that you have somewhere to have fun, somewhere to unwind, especially going into the weekend. That's why we started it on Friday. Next week, it's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. So make sure you check us out every single day, and we're going to break you down. But if you know me, it's going to be bets in between here. It's going to be a lot of soccer. Look at the time the show is at. You know, a lot of soccer's early. Then it starts at 1:45. We have Champions League. So I'm going to be able to give you live bets. As this thing is going on, we're going to be able to give you live bets live from here from the studio. So again, we're going to learn this thing together. We're going to get things going, and it's going to involve you, a lot of the viewer and your participation on how things go. But, I mean, without further ado, it's championship weekend. Let's get into some topics. Let's see how we're going to do this show. All right, let's get to it. So we're going to talk about a few things today. I know that you guys have been if you've been listening to the news and seeing what's going on in the NFL world, there's been a lot of coaching changes. We're going to call it a carousel of things that have gone down. And first off the top, because some people are tying one move to another. And I like to see overreactions. In the gambling world, we live off of overreactions. You remember when Carson Wentz went to the Colts? The odds shifted completely. Whenever the Rams were getting players, the odds shifted completely. And now that Nathaniel Hackett, former offensive coordinator for the Packers, is now the new boss in Denver. Now, why does this mean so much to us from a gambling perspective? Because all of a sudden, the odds went from around 36-1 on the Denver Broncos to about half of that, 18-1. And you're asking, well, what position does Nathaniel Hackett play? He doesn't play any position. But you know who he's cool with? Aaron Rodgers. So let's backtrack a little bit. Let's rewind to where this Aaron Rodgers saga was preseason, and Denver was one of the front runners to get him. So whereas we're at now, what do you make of all this? Are you ready for another summer filled of Aaron Rodgers drama?
No, I don't want any more drama. Just, I know he said, I'm going to make a decision before free agency starts, because that's the professional thing to do. Well, get it over with. Get it over with. You don't have anything to do right now. I know your body's healing up. You're going to sit home, watch some games on there, but just get it over with. If you want to force somebody to trade you, because that's the thing, is that he's still under contract another year. They have to trade him if he forces it, or he could retire, or he just says, you know what, I'm committed to Brian Gutekunst. I'm committed to Matt LaFleur. I'm coming back. Let's stop with this BS. We know it's not going to happen.
Only thing Aaron Rodgers is committed to, that's a strong word, commitment, is Joe Rogan. You know, maybe a Pat McAfee and those appearances he does.
Oh, he's committed to Pat McAfee.
For sure. He pulls back the curtain, you get to see who he is, which is pretty cool. But you think Aaron Rodgers is worried about the Packers faithful right now? To me, it's just, I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to throw this in whenever you go to rank all-time quarterbacks, and they're going to throw in the off-the-field stuff. A lot of people that have an issue with him, the way he's gone about things. I think people are going to throw that in. They're going to say, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton's a cool guy. Look how he was on TV. Although, yes, Super Bowls and whatnot come more. But regardless, I just think that Aaron Rodgers has taken a lot of heat off of this, and I'm not saying that I'm on either side. I'm just saying that regardless of the way this ends, all it takes is for his offensive coordinator to go to Denver, and all of a sudden the odds drop. That's what you have to take advantage from in gambling, because there was no reason for that to drop unless you solely believe that he is going to go to Denver, unless you have an inside plug that Rodgers is going to go to Denver. That's the only reason for that thing to drop from half, 36-1 to 18-1. Now you look at, is Rodgers enough, if he was to go to Denver, enough for that Denver team to go over the hump? Because you can add Rodgers to any team, right? And they're automatically a contender, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Houston Texans, something we know, something we live around. Yeah, that team is a shit show. Who cares? But 4 games. They've won 4 games 2 years in a row. Take off Deshaun Watson last year, Davis Mills / Tyrod Taylor, we're going to call him Davis Taylor, this year. How many more games do they win with Aaron Rodgers?
Let me know right now, everyone that's on the chat, if Rodgers was to get on the Houston Texans with this roster the way it is, with Big Bad Rex Burkhead, how many games do they win? Does Rodgers do 8, 9? Is this a playoff team?
Another thing that we need to consider, recently it's been rumored the Broncos are going to be up for sale. And there are 2 competing interests. There's the John Elway group, who he's got a bunch of his billionaire buddies together to buy it. And Peyton Manning has his own group. And it's thought of that by the beginning of the season, one of those 2 will be the controlling partner of the Denver Broncos. So, considering Elway is in the front office, he has the ability to go, yeah, we don't want to pay an old Aaron Rodgers. We want to, start building from the ground up. Or does he want to say, you know what, I want to buy this team, and I want to go and win a Super Bowl, and then if I have the option, maybe cash out. If not, we'll see what happens. But I'd rather buy a team and win a Super Bowl in 1 year, because has that ever been done?
Somebody's got to take the fucking keys from John Elway. Somebody. Because this guy thinks he's a quarterback whisperer, and you've seen what he's done. Somebody's got to take, whenever your friend's messing up at the party and he's about to take off and he's drunk, you're like, bro, I got to step in here. I'm taking the keys. Or he's leaving with the ugly chick. You're like, bro, I got to step in. You're going to regret this. That's what they got to do. The Broncos got to step in, and they got to put a stop to Elway. We're getting people right now saying 5 or 6, Drew Root says 5 or 6 games tops Rodgers with the Texans. 8-1 from someone else. 8 wins with the Rodgers from someone else. 8 wins. The Texans, 8 wins. And think about that. They won 4 this year, and they could have maybe won a few more. They had a lead.
Yeah, it was probably 2 that they left on the ball. So then,
say Rodgers would have won those. That's 6. So give me 2 more out of the Texans would go undefeated.
Out of here.
In the words of John Gurnett.
Out of here.
No, honestly though, it just Overreactions. Another overreaction though, but I think that it's deemed as Matt Eberflus is the guy in Chicago now, which cool. They needed to get rid of the old regime. They needed to move on from there. But one thing that I know that they need help with is developing Justin Fields. And I'm not sure bringing Eberflus in, who is a defensive-minded coach, to come in and save the Chicago Bears. I'm not sure if that's the guy to develop. Now, he's a no shit guy. He's a man. I'm. This is the way we're gonna do this thing. I know they roll with. He uses the HITS. I forget what it stands for, but it's basically an acronym to the way he presents things. But that's who Eberflus is. He's not gonna take no crap from nobody. Maybe that's what the Bears need. But I also know they need a offensive mind, which they can easily have through the offensive coordinator. You know, they can easily fix it. But whoever it is that's going to mold Justin Fields into being who you want him to be, who he was drafted to be, it's going to have to take command of this kid, because I think there's something there. I mean, I think there is. But we got to see him grow more, and we've seen him, man. I don't know who's more underdeveloped right now. If you had to line them up, is it him or Trey Lance? You know, because you saw Trey Lance and what the Niners did. You think if the Niners can go back and redo everything, knowing that Garoppolo got them this far, would they waste that pick on Trey Lance?
Oh, I know they would, because I have in a distant folder somewhere else, I have audio of Kyle Shanahan saying, "Yeah, we know Garoppolo knows he's gone after this year. He knows we're moving on. He knows that he was literally just here to make sure that Trey Lance had somebody to, carry his blanket. And when Trey Lance, peed his pants, we could send somebody out there that we trusted." So I think that they would still do it because they're building for the future. I mean, you also got to look at the ownership and the management in San Francisco. They were in a Super Bowl 2 years ago. They're knocking on the door of another one now. I trust that they know what they're doing. And the fact that they went with Trey Lance, I think letting him sit a year, letting him in and out, letting him watch. I mean, we saw it with, as much as I hate to give fucking credit, it happened with Davis Mills. Davis Mills played a couple of games. They said, "Get the hell out. You sit and you watch now." And he watched, and he came back, and he played better. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but he played better in those games.
Expectations.
He did. So now, you don't even know what is going to happen with Trey Lance after get out there. Oh, shit. Nope. You go sit your ass on the bench, and you wait for a while, and then we'll go from there.
And they went back and forth with him this year. You had the red rifle out there. It was just a mess. It was a mess. But the mess has to get cleaned up at some point. At least you still have Fields he's a young guy. He's on a rookie contract, obviously. And hopefully that gives you space. We got someone right here from Chicago that's checking in, a Bears guy. And he says, "Don't love these moves." My man Root says, "We don't need a defensive mind. I wanted Dable Bieniemy. Rumors of Pep Hamilton to interview tomorrow. Not good for the organization." Pep Hamilton, we know about that being here in town. So everyone wants Dable right now. That's the commodity, because they see. I mean, think back of who Allen was supposed to be. Go back to that draft of what they were saying. He might have had the biggest arm. They said he can make throws that no one else can make, but he couldn't make accurate, consistent throws. Was the read, right? So now all of a sudden that he moves the Buffalo Bills into world beaters that they can throw up a 40 burger at any point. You've seen how he developed, Allen. He's a commodity, and someone's going to get him. And now you're seeing the New York Giants trying to get him. It's either him or Brian Flores you're hearing, which, again, Bieniemy, I don't know what's going on with Bieniemy, because they say, I've heard and I've read in many places that he just doesn't interview well. But how bad you see these guys you saw Sirianni coming out there.
The issue that I've understood is that not only does Bieniemy not have the answers in an interview, but I'm going to put you in a scenario. You're brought in to, let's say, be a program director of a radio station. You're going to show up, and you're going to it's a radio station that's having trouble. You know it. You've seen it. You've looked at their numbers. They're having trouble. They're going to bring you in for an interview. You're going to come in with a plan, a game plan, because you're going to sell yourself, and you're going to sell your game plan on how you can turn it around. From what I've heard, Eric Bieniemy is walking in with nothing. He's not walking in with, like, "Hey, who are you thinking at coaches? What are you thinking? Like, what kind of attack do you want?" He's not walking in with any of that. He's just kind of showing up with, like, "Oh, yeah, here's my resume on one piece of paper. You guys want to hire me?
Take it or leave it."
Yeah. So it could be complete BS. I don't know. But apparently, other coaches show up with binders of this is my game plan to turn around your franchise. And owners eat that up. GMs eat that up because they want a guy who's prepared. And Bieniemy walks in and goes, yeah, I'm going to coach.
I mean, it's a coveted job.
Yeah.
It's
1 of 32.
1 of 32.
In the entire world.
And 1 of 32. And 1 of 32 that David Culley was able to get. Damn it. Are you kidding me? 1 of 32 jobs and Culley got one of them. Either way, though, I like to see the way these moves pan out. Glad that we have a Bears fan in Chicago now tuning in and saying he's not a big fan of it, but that's also because Chicago fan wants Justin Fields to be able to grow. He wants him to be able to become what they drafted him to be. Hopefully it was lightning in a bottle because many people talk down, but the Bear fan didn't care. Bear fan just was so glad to be able to get past the Trubisky mistake that they said, give me something, give me hope. And that hope came in the form of Justin Fields. So shout out to the Bears fans. Hopefully Eberflus can, because the Bears defense, if you remember, Bears defense is they usually always holding down. Now, don't get me wrong, they lost a few of those defensive backs, the safeties to the Broncos last season. I don't know what happened to Khalil Mack. I don't know. Just different things. I don't know what to do with this, but these moves are just crazy to me. Let's get going to the AFC Championship game, though. Let's move on a little bit here, guys.
Well, I'm going to hijack this for a second because, now it's public. Speaking of David Culley and, people being without jobs, found out this morning, I'm making my official announcement now because we didn't do this right off the top because we forgot. I'm no longer with ESPN 97.5. I was brought in this morning after my show and told that they're going to go in a different direction. So starting Monday, all of you people that hated me being on the bench with John and Lance, well, you don't have to anymore. You can listen to them without me, I guess, mucking up the waters or whatever. So
you got your wish, guys.
I got my David Culley notice, although I did not nearly get the buyout that David Culley did or is rumored to get. So not as great, but I get to sleep in now at least. That's for sure. I have no idea what everybody asking what I'm going to do. I'm here. I've got my other podcast, Come With Us. It's a weekly podcast. Other than that, I don't know yet. Probably have to try to find a real job here soon.
Well,
who knows?
You got the breaking news. I'll tell you that much. It stunned me. Again, though, I met Aaron there working at 97.5, as you all know, that I host there on ESPN 97.5. So, I've been there for years. They've helped me with everything I've ever done. So I'm really grateful for them, guys. I'm grateful that I was able to meet Aaron through there because if not, I don't have this opportunity. So now even more, all you guys listening, we need your support even more now because Aaron, like I said, he's heavily – if you could see him right now, I'm going to turn this camera eventually so you could see our setup. He's on the opposite end. He's got of the studio. He's got his whole setup. We're trying to bring you sports of entertainment, and we didn't know that was going to happen. Honestly, this is literally news that he just broke to me right when he got here. So this wasn't planned. It just happened to be that this is the day we launched. But on we go. We're gonna try to bring you some entertainment from this standpoint. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and dog on the station or nothing like that because I got a lot of close people there. I still work there. I love all those people. So let's just keep this thing rocking. But if you already know, one thing is, please support the show now because Aaron's going to be heavily involved over here. So we need all of your helps that we can get. Let's get to this AFC title game. Bengals at Chiefs. Chiefs -7, depending where you like to place your bet. Hopefully soon I could say to place your bet here. We're going to have a book of odd takes. But around 7's where you can get it -350 on the money line. The over-under is creeping up from 53.5 to about 54.5. And we get a rematch of not even a month ago. In a game, in a tale of two tapes, they like to say, right? A tale of, I was betting that game. I was betting it live. And I ended up getting caught because the way it looked to me, it looked like the Chiefs were going to score at will. And they were. And they were driving to the amount sum of 28 points. Real quick ones, too. And then it all came tumbling down. And those Bengals made a comeback. And those Chiefs only scored 3 second-half points. So you ask yourself, what has changed from that day, if anything? Do we view the Chiefs
from that January 2nd game, do we view those Chiefs any different than we view them now? Do we view the Bengals? Are they anywhere closer to your heart from now that have they become a public darling some? Has Joe Burrow become a name that many people are talking about? What are your opinions on that, man? If you were thinking of a public guy walks up to a sports book this weekend and he's going to place a bet on that game, who do you think he bets on?
I think he bets the Chiefs. Well, okay, do I have to take a side or can I take anything?
You could take anything. This is your show.
They take the over. I've seen it. I sent it to you this morning. 70% of the bets so far are over 54.5.
Shots fired.
70% people think this is going over, no doubt.
I see some of you guys calling. We're trying to get our Bluetooth set up to the board. Give us a second here. We're going to have a break at about 30 in about 7 minutes. We're going to have a break, and we're going to try to get that phone line going because I see numerous numbers popping up. All you guys calling to that number, though, you can also text that number, and we'll read those texts. Or, like I said, you could keep up with us on the stream. Like I said, this is the way we're going to bring it. We want you guys, if we're talking Chicago, I want Chicago person to call in and say, hey, this is the way I feel. If there's an instant reaction, I want to hear it. If Kansas City fan right now wants to call in and say, Jerry, we're going to bust that ass. We're not going to score 3 points in the second half. I'm telling you that much. Or if someone out there saying, you know what, I got that damn overs ticket already. I like it. I like that over quite a bit. Now let's get into the X's and O's of this game and see what's going to happen here. Now we know that the Chiefs defense changed throughout the season, who they were, and the offense as well. It was an offense that always looked for the big ball, and slowly but surely after learning that they couldn't do that, after the Bills, let's say the Bills, I'm not going to say exposed them, but the Bills showed the blueprint on how you can stop the Chiefs. You know, two safety highs and just make them throw everything underneath. And it took Mahomes a while to get used to that. But did he? You damn right he did. Now, on the opposite side of the ball, you saw the Chiefs as well. It kind of the ball control on the offensive side of the ball, it kind of transitioned into the defensive side of the ball. He was throwing picks left and right. It was giving him short fields. Before you know it, the defense was playing well. But coming into this game here, you're starting to look at how is this game going to play out different than the first game, or is it going to be similar to that? Is it going to be a punch me, I punch you? If it's that, it goes the way that Aaron says, points. If it doesn't go that way, if it's a, man, let's try to limit one another, I just can't see that. I can't see either coach saying, you know what, let's limit. It's going to be like, you know what? In that locker room, either coach has got to know, the coordinators got to know, we got to outscore those guys. We're not going to win this game. Our defense might win a game, but it's not. It's going to be because of a defensive stop at the end of the game. Like, finally, we made a stop. I think in this game, it's going to be a shootout. I'm agreeing with Aaron as far as where those tickets are coming in. I think that he's saying that guys walking up and placing that bet on over, I don't see how you can't. That's just, to me, it just seems like this line should have been more like 55, 56, 57-ish, no?
I think it's going to climb there right before kickoff. Now, I'm not, don't call me Nostradamus or anything like that, but I think at kickoff, I want to say we might even see 56.5, 57.
Over the last 6 games, the Kansas City Chiefs have given up an average of 23.5 points. That's right there. So then if they can, if you're thinking the Bengals can still up, that's the average. So if say the Bengals are good for about 26-ish, 29, 26 get you there at the 54.5. Very easy. Does either team touch 30? I believe so.
Oh, yeah, easily. I could see this being a, 35-28 game without a problem.
Joe Burrow's thrown for 300-plus passing yards in 5 of his last 7 starts. On the opposite end, Kansas City is 30th in sack rate, bottom 11 in quarterback hit rate. In layman's terms, he's going to have time. They don't hit the quarterback. They don't get there. What is that? What does Burrow need? Time, patience. He's got receivers. He's got receivers that can beat defensive backs with time. I believe that there is going to be points. Now, even further, though, I know Kansas City fans out there, maybe Bengal fan, like, hey, who do you think is going to win this game? To me, and like I said, this isn't an official bet or anything yet. We're just talking game right now. doesn't it seem like 7's a little high, or does it seem from a book's perspective that everyone's going to think that, like, man, the Bengals already beat them. The Bengals already beat that team. So now how the hell is this game 7? Is that how you think the book set that line at 7, knowing that if they set it at 4 or 5, that Chiefs money was going to come in?
I think so, but this is a game that I don't have a great feel for on the side, because I could see the Chiefs going out there and being angry after getting embarrassed by the Bengals last time and going, you know what? We're punching them in the mouth. They've got a second-year quarterback. We're going to go out there and we're just going to knock the shit out of them. And we're going to take it to them. And I could see them putting up 4 or 5 scores in a quarter and a half, and running away with it. But I could also see Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow's got that swagger. We like to make fun of him a little bit, but he's got swagger. Him going out there and they put up 2 touchdowns. All of a sudden, Joe Burrow looks at his team and goes, don't you sit down and hang your head. You've got me. I'm Joe Burrow. I'm the second coming, bitch. Get your ass out there. We're going to do this.
He seems like he's like I'm Joe fucking Burrow. You know, like the way he talks. Now, another great point whenever you're trying to chase points is, I don't think if any team gets down by 10 double digits at any point throughout this game, I don't think at any point it's over. And if that's my thought, then there has to be points in here. Checking in with everyone here, Dr. Dre. We have Donna. Aggie Milkman says he's going to start up a GoFundMe for Aaron. Shout out to the Aggie Milkman. Shout out to everyone hanging out, all 2 of you. And sometimes I told Aaron, man, if we turn this thing on, there's 2 of people watching, then I'm still talking this way. Hopefully we can grow. But again, we're going to do this like this every single day, 1 to 2. Hopefully we can grow it. But for right now, man, these 30 minutes flew by, man. This is half the show. I don't even know if we're going to be able to fit everything into an hour. I don't even know if we're going to be able to end at 2. We might have to do an encore, and the band might have to come back out. I don't know, but I know one thing. We got to go to break, and we're going to reset. When we're going to come back, start thinking about your crazy exes. Like, what's the craziest ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever? What's the craziest thing they've ever done? And let me know. Post that right now. Go ahead and hit us on Twitch. We'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the little quick intermission. Hopefully you got to go use the restroom, tell your boss that you quit. Whatever the case is, it's a I don't give a damn Friday. Hopefully you're about to hit that happy hour. We're going to get into that as well. We got plenty of things to get to. You can see on the screen is Crazy X's. The reason I bring that up is, you know what? Let's talk over this over here. Let's go. Let's get a beer. And let's go Crazy X. Now, as you know, there's a beer drinker in Aaron. I like to get down a little bit on the suds and buds, so I'm going to be drinking beer as well every single Friday. We're going to have a beer time segment, so wherever you are, if you're getting off of work, if you're on your lunch break and you're like, you know what, I'm not going back to work. I'm just going to keep drinking. That's what we're going to do here on Beer Time. We're going to talk about anything and everything. And I want to start with X's. So if you have a crazy X story, drop it here because I want to know, man, is there anything crazier than maybe having Kanye West as your ex? Reports are out and going now. DJ Academics dropped it first that this fool Kanye West is running around telling people that Pete Davidson, and they share friends. There's been pictures of them at the same spot. Tell him that he has AIDS.
Who the hell is DJ Academics or Epidemics or whatever the hell he is?
DJ Epidemic. That's there's a DJ Epidemic right now. He just came out. He's fresh. He's had about 2 years of experience.
Who the hell are these guys?
DJ,
I'm
huge.
too old for this shit.
No, he's old school. He's old school, man. He's got a big following. I think he was like on Sirius and stuff a while back, but he got the news first that he's going around telling people, and people didn't believe. There's no way that Kanye's telling people that Pete Davidson's got freaking AIDS. Like, people are just gonna believe that. Has he lost his damn mind more than what he already? Like, who's crazier, Antonio Brown or Kanye West? And it's weird that they were in a video together not long ago.
It's Kanye all day. You know that. I mean, first off, we think that, Antonio Brown took a hit to the head. I don't know what started Kanye being weird, but I think Kanye's always been weird like this and always been a little bit of a nut job. I mean, for his first few albums, he locked himself in a basement and just came up with beat after beat after beat and had no contact with the outside world. Like, come on.
I mean, he was up in the Falcon Stadium making making an album.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, because when I think quality recording, I think of, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Yeah, that's what I think of.
I think some people are having audio issues. Are you muted or are you good?
I'm
You
good. I mean,
okay, yeah, if you're having audio issues, they're telling them to restart it because everyone else is hearing. So, yeah, if you're having some kind of audio issues and it's not on our side, go ahead and restart your Twitch or wherever you – yeah, a lot of people are saying they're good. Again, shout out to everyone. Chuck D's in the house. Suspect Texas 713's in the house. Penarosa, audio's fine. Let's do this. Let's keep rocking, man. So what are we drinking today? Aaron dropped down some beers, put them in the fridge. We popped the cherry on the beer fridge. What do we got?
Yeah, so I already opened mine. Mine is, for any blitzers out there, the Shiner Brewer's Pride. This one was Shiner Bock aged in Balcones whiskey barrels. So, like I said, it's going to kick me in the ass.
That sounds potent.
With the day I had, this is just the start of many and the start of many strong ones. So, I won't be able to walk by the end of the night. But yeah, I got a Shiner Bock or a Shiner Balcones aged beer. You've got a Carbach Love Street over there?
Yeah, I'm in love with the Carbach. That's where I am right now. It's delicious. Going back to this, and if you got a crazy ex story, what's the craziest thing one of your exes has ever done? Let me know right now. What's the craziest thing one of your exes has ever done? Because, I mean, I'm hearing stories that Kanye's prank calling, moving across the street. Imagine Kanye looking out the window. I mean, this is a recipe for disaster. I got a feeling that it doesn't end here. Does Kanye got a point though that maybe she moved along too quick? Like, does Kanye need to whoop his ass? Like who's the favorite? What's the betting odds on Kanye versus Pete Davidson?
You seen Pete Davidson?
Man,
it's like beating up a kid who like remember Jimmy on South Park? That would be like beating him up. Like
Twitch.
He's such a tiny little person.
Who's favorite?
Like, yeah, he's tall and lanky, but do you really think that he can take one punch?
Kanye doesn't look like he punch. Kanye looks like he bites.
Kanye, yeah, he doesn't look like he could throw.
Kanye looks like he'll try to jump on your back and start biting.
I'm saying an average person, not even like a fighter, anybody who's at real training, but an average dude gets into a bar fight with Pete Davidson. Do you think he can take a punch from an average guy?
No.
Your average working in a building or working down here in the plants in Texas City. Do you think he can take one punch from one of those guys?
No. He might be fast in a motherfucker though, right? No, I can't see Pete. I got to make Kanye the favorite. You heard it here first. Kanye, I'm releasing Kanye at minus 275.
Ray says Kanye minus 1,200.
Kanye
Drew says minus 1,150 and it doesn't go the distance. Well, no shit. We know they
won't go the
distance.
distance. Yeah.
That's minus 9,000 right there. That's a Ronda Rousey number right there. It doesn't go the distance.
Yeah. Pete Davidson ain't beating a damn person up. Straight up.
Now, here's the question. There's that thought that maybe Pete Davidson is hiding a punch. Does it end with one of them like holding their head in the fetal position? Like, I don't want to do this no more. This is a bad idea.
Yeah, no, definitely. Someone said you got to watch out for Kanye has that weak jaw. You remember he's got a reconstruction. We need a snare
I would
drum.
think that he got it reconstructed. I would hope they put something stronger in there for him.
He's got a metal plate.
Yeah, you can hit it and it's like hitting a freaking steel beam.
I got a feeling Pete Davidson knows some kind of weird ass fighting though. Like he has some kind of weird training that he throws you into a lock. Like he's the pressure point guy. Pete Davidson's a pressure point guy. You know that. Everyone knows pressure point guy, and you never fucked with him once he showed you. Like no matter how much you made fun of pressure point guy, everyone knows him. Someone out there in their life, you crossed them and they're like, man, I can make you drop to the ground like nothing. You're like, no, you can't. And they go, watch, bam, and then you drop to the ground. And you're like, damn. I ain't ever saying shit to him again.
See, I think he's Captain Spider Monkey. I think he's just one of those dudes who's just going to try to like jump at you with that full probably 6'8" wingspan and just try to jump at your whole body and startle you. And when he gets on top of you, just start like smacking the crap out of you with his hands and no real form or training. But he's just one of those guys who goes ape shit because all he's gonna do is just throw as many punches and kicks and scratches and bites as he can to try to get you out of there as fast as possible.
A boy said they're throwing Pete Davidson in the 105 division. Pete Davidson couldn't have been a horse jockey. Again,
too tall for that. But yeah,
again, I don't think this is the end of it. I don't think that we see it here. I know that we only have a short show. I know we wasted some time here. I don't even know if we end at 2. I don't know if at 155 comes around, we're not finished, and the crowd wants more. They want an encore. We might have to give it to them. I don't know. Let's move on, though. We're past the crazy X's. If you have one out there, feel free to drop her. We'll come back. We got more things to get to. And that comes in the form of the other game. I know you didn't show up here to hear about no damn Kanye West against Pete Davidson, but that's what you get here. And it's been voted by the odd takers that Kanye West is at least a surplus of minus 1,000.
Yeah, I think let's all land on minus 1,000 for Kanye.
Put it on the board. Minus 1,000 on Kanye. And I guarantee you it's going to happen at some point. You know Kanye ain't going out like this. Just like he wasn't going out when he heard that there was a part 2 of the Kim Kardashian video. He said he flew on a red eye and went and got it from Ray J himself. And he said he came back and gave it to Kim at what point that she opened up the computer and she started crying. Then you hear from Kim's camp that that's bullshit. They said there's no way that happened, that she got the computer and it was just like stuff at a bar and that he's lying through his teeth. I don't know, but one thing I know is that the NFC championship game is also going to be played this weekend. We broke down the Chiefs, Bengals. You can go back and watch that once this show gets posted. But that line opened up at 3.5. We get a rematch of a show that we just saw a few weeks ago, one that we were faithfully behind. If you're in my private group, you're looking right now and you're saying, man, we were down 17 points in that game, Bo. We got real lucky. And they went to overtime, and somehow the 49ers came back. Well, somehow we see it again. And one thing that I'm seeing this week, or I'm hearing actually, is a lot of people saying, man, it's hard to beat a team over and over. Like, this is – don't fall for false narratives. Remember, I told you guys that listen to Moneyline before the final week of the season, just because this team has to win to get in the playoffs doesn't mean they're going to win. That just doesn't mean that. It's the books know, okay, they could win, but they're not going to necessarily cover the spread. You saw what happened with the Titans. You saw that. They were winning. They didn't cover the spread. Numerous teams. You saw the Colts. They couldn't even win in the final game. So just because a team has to win doesn't mean they're going to win and cover. Quit using that narrative in your head because that's how these books get paid. And I'm going to give you a number. Since 1970, that's when the merger, it's been 22 instances which an NFL team has swept a divisional foe, and this is in division, and then they play again in the postseason. In those games, they're only 14-8. So what goes to tell you? And in 4 of those instances, the road team has swept. So, again, it could go both ways, but don't just go with the narrative, man, they've seen each other. It's going to be hard as hell to beat them 3 times. I don't see that happening. What I do see happening is Shanahan, McVay, that's something that everyone's getting used to. And since 2017, let's put a time frame in that. 17, 7-3 against the spread are the 49ers against the Rams. Is there something to that when a coach dominates, and not necessarily a team against a team, but if a coach can dominate a coach, is there something to that, Aaron?
I would say yes, but at the same time, like, you saw the graphic, what was it, 2 weeks ago, last week? Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay all on the same, back then, Redskins outfit with Mike Shanahan. Being those 3 young guys that were all in the same rooms together, all in the same meetings together. I would say for certain coaches, yeah. You know, certain coaches, Belichick always had Kubiak's pocket. Always. Doesn't matter where he went. Always had Kubiak's pocket. These guys, I think they're evenly matched. I think it's just 1 or 2 small tweaks that when one of them makes, the other one can't adjust fast enough.
So does this line, if we're going with what you say, and a lot of people are thinking the same thing, if these teams are even, where does that 3.5 number come from? Shouldn't it at least be like 3 or maybe 2.5? Just say, hey, if the home team wins by field goal, then so be it. But now you got to win by more than a field goal.
That's the Matt Stafford versus Jimmy Garoppolo effect.
That's exactly what it is.
It's a 3-point line, but Jimmy Garoppolo and what he lacks as a quarterback and what he's not done because he hasn't been throwing. They're winning without him throwing. They're winning without him having to put it on a dime, without him having to go and light up the field. Matt Stafford is the complete opposite. Whereas you saw San Francisco beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers on a block field goal, or on a block punt, got the ball back, scored. So, and what happened last week? Matt Stafford gets the ball with a little bit of time left against the Bucs and goes, watch this. Dime, dime, dime all the way down the field. He's got the ability to lead, which is, personally, I'm happy because having watched Matt Stafford in Detroit, you saw it and you're like, man, he's so great. But they just got donkeys around. I mean, he had Megatron, yeah, but a defense that couldn't stop a cold. So now seeing him, I'm excited for him because he seems like a nice enough guy and he seems like a great guy that you want to see do it. But I think he's even worth more than that half a point, personally.
You know who's excited? The NFL. They got what they wanted. This is a storybook ending for them, really, just to have Matt Stafford make it this far, the Super Bowl where it's at. Then on the other side, you have all the narratives behind Mahomes and getting to the divisional or to the championship. Yeah, this round, and then making it to the Super Bowl consecutive times. Just everything that's in the history books for this. It finally worked out for the NFL somewhat.
Yeah, and another thing, we're also crazy enough to give LA the typical 3-point home field advantage. For those who don't know, every game, the home field usually is about 3 points in the NFL because that's that swing of people are cheering when your defense is on, they're quiet when your offense is out there. Have you seen the numbers of people from San Francisco and 49er fans that are buying up tickets? I think we're giving them too much credit for LA fans to be a 3-point swing. I think it's more of a 2-point swing because you've got wives of Rams players going, you know what? I'm going into my piggy bank that my husband gives me. I'm buying sections of tickets, and I'm going to give them out to only Rams fans. Hey, Rams fans, LA people, you're all into investing. You bought these tickets for, so you could sell them off. You're selling them off to the wrong people. We'll buy them, and we'll give them away to people who actually are going to wear, what is it, blue and what's that yellow? What color yellow is they call it?
Astros fans, if you're listening, quit selling your tickets.
Yeah, that too. So I think as we say, the Rams have a 3-point favorite because they're at home. I think that's too much. I think it's probably a 2-point favorite, and it's a 1.5 for Stafford versus Garoppolo.
I think I agree.
I mean, somebody tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm an idiot. I have to do this show prep, and I've seen all the people saying, 49ers fans, they own 40% of the tickets right now. Oh, God, they keep buying more. Oh, now players' wives are going out and buying tickets to give them away to Rams fans on the street, basically. So I think you're going to have a lot of red and gold in that stadium.
They're going to travel well. Now, if I'm going to change my pick, I told you I had one of my big picks on the Niners weeks ago. Got lucky and made the comeback and won that game. Don't know how. How can I possibly change it now? What's changed? What has changed from these teams? If anything, the 49ers should make you feel a little bit more on their side. You should be a little bit more confident in the 49ers side that showed you that they're built tough, that they can beat someone. Although Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have a mistake, they can overcome that. That's what they've shown you. The only thing that scares me here is at which point do they run out of gas, Aaron? Because they've been in must-win situations ever since that Rams game. They had to win that game on the road to get in. They won. Then they had to go on the road to the Cowboys, and they won. See what I'm saying? They're going on the road. Can they keep winning on the road? I don't know at what point you run out of gas. We're seeing Big Trent Williams has been hurt. Didn't practice this week. I don't know what happens there. I just could tell you one thing, that the way that these teams are familiar with each other and the way that we've seen things go down, and I just told you 7-3 against the Rams or the 49ers since 2017. Shanahan's had his number. Shanahan as an underdog, 25-17. That's 60% against the spread. Don't put him in an underdog role. You can build a house. I don't know, man. These games are tough. They're really tough. But whenever you describe it like that, man, this game's so tough. It's real tough. And you're thinking, where the hell does a 3.5 come from? If it's that tough, this thing should be closer to 2.5, in my opinion, not surpassing the key moment or the key number of 3.
Yeah, see, this is a little bit different for me. Like, I don't have a great feel, but where I thought Kansas City and Cincinnati can be it could be one way or the other. It could be a really tight game, or it could be a complete boat race or just a blowout. I feel like no matter what, this game is going to be close. I don't know which side I like better, but I feel like this is less than a 7-point game easily.
The 49ers
I have no feel for which team is going to actually come out and do it.
It's tough to picture which one's going to be able to open up a gap to where the other one can't come back. Seeing what we just saw with the Rams giving up a 17-point lead to this Niners team and losing that game. Then last week we saw the Rams. That offense looked like world beaters in the first half. And in the second half, for whatever reason, and McVay's not catching enough backlash, they started running the ball up the middle like they were just going to run the ball out against Tom Brady. Yeah, we're just going to run the clock out against Tom Brady. Well, you saw how that worked out, and it almost didn't. That's 2 times that he's done that. And he did it against these 49ers. It's going to have to be different. I know one thing, though, that he knows that he's going to have to get the ball out of Stafford's hands quick. He can't let Stafford sit in that pocket and let those ends get to him. That'll be a disaster if McVay allows that to happen.
Well, the irony of it, too. Oh, we're going to run the ball. We're up big. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. Well, now who's he playing this week? Kyle Shanahan. When did Kyle Shanahan last have a huge lead on Brady and go, you know what? We could pour it on or we could just run the ball. We're going to run the ball and be safe. And all of a sudden it comes back to bite them in the ass. Oh, wait, that was a Super Bowl here in Houston.
The irony of this.
Of Kyle Shanahan going, you know what? Matt Ryan's hot. He could throw it through a freaking side of a battleship right now. Oh, wait. No, let's just run. Yeah. How did that work out, Kyle Shanahan?
The more we talk this out here on Odd Takes, and if you have any odd take to give about this, go ahead and hit it up on the Twitch. And we're getting text on the text line. I'm sorry that we couldn't get the phone line up. I'm going to have it. I'm going to give out all those. We're getting text saying, man, I'm getting voicemail. I'm trying to call into the show. I promise you guys, we're going to have that set up. This is that kind of show. Not very many streams out there. When this is more to run like a TV show, not very many of them are letting you just call and give instant reaction. Not very many are letting you call in and say Kanye West is going to beat the shit out of Pete Davidson. How many places can you say that live? Well, here on Odd Takes, you can do that. And you can do that. That's Aaron Raybold. I'm Jerry Bow. We're going to try to bring you everything we can. We're talking the NFC Championship game. We're talking, will McVay keep getting dominated by Shanahan? My man Simon says, could it be that he's in his head? I'm not sure. Does he knows that? You know McVay knows that he's been getting dominated. Does that make him change up his game plan some, saying, man, one game plans other teams, but when I play these 49ers, I got to approach this different? Or do you say, no, I'm going to stick with what I know, and we're going to go ahead and approach it like this?
This is going to sound naive as shit. I really hope that Sean McVay is not that guy who all of a sudden gets in his head about stuff like that. Like, think about coaches. They're type A personalities. They're dominant. They have that ego. If Sean McVay all of a sudden lets something like a small losing streak, which it is a small losing streak, to San Francisco and to Kyle Shanahan get in his head and start making him go, I don't know. They always have an answer. If he gets that way, I really don't like him as a head coach. Like, as a head coach, you want your coach to go out there. And I said this, well, now on my former show, The Bench, which I'm no longer a producer of, FYI, for those who just joined. I said this a couple weeks ago when David Culley came out after the Texan season, went, as far as I know, I'm the head coach. As far as I know, bullshit. When somebody comes in and, yeah, you know you're a lame duck coach. You know you're getting paid to just sit there and tank. You still walk out there with your balls on the table and go, this is my team. I'm the head coach. And don't ask me again. Because until somebody kicks me out of my office, this is my team and I'm the head coach.
Yeah, if anything, I think
McVay needs to have that attitude of, yeah, we've lost. Okay, get over it. That's in the past. You know what? I'm going out there with my game plan, and my team is better, and my team's going to own them.
I'm not changing shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead.
Well, Kyle Shanahan has an answer for you all the time, coach. What do you think about that? I think Kyle Shanahan's had some luck. I think I'm the better head coach, and I know I've got the better squad out there. Watch us go up there and drop 40 on them.
It's a big game. It's a big game. What do you guys think on Twitch? Also, what do you Twitchers think? We got 4 minutes left in the show. Damn, this hour flew by. This hour flew by. I didn't even get to give, soccer picks. Somebody asked. I'm waiting for the Jerry, I will not bet on Columbia tweet. You know my heart's pounding through my chest right now. It's an hour till kickoff, and Columbia's playing for the World Cup lives. Goodness, what do I do with myself? Do I have a bet on that? You damn right I do. You know I got to have a bet on that game. Live from Barranquilla, Colombia, in an hour? Shout out to everyone hanging out on Twitch, man. They say we need 2 hours of this already. I told Aaron before this started, I'm not sure we're going to be able to keep this at 1 hour. Who else? What other are they saying here? The Niners D is nasty. This should be fun. Will this show be available on podcast anywhere? Yep, everything. Everything that we have here is going to be on Twitch. It's going to be on YouTube. We're going to repurpose a lot of it. We're going to put it on podcast, everywhere that you can get your podcast from. This is going to be there for you. So, again, everyone, I hope you're enjoying yourselves. What do? We do it. Y'all want 10, 15 more minutes? We were going to cut it off right now, but I think we got to give them 15 more minutes. It's an encore. It's like when you're at the concert And you're like, no way, the band just ended it on that. And you stay your ass out there clapping. You look at your friends, you start doing the slow clapping. You're looking, come on, everybody. You start doing like it's angels in the outfield in that motherfucker. You're like this, angels in the outfield. You're saying, come on. And then here they come. Here come whoever it is that you like. Here come the Chili Peppers again. I've seen it happen. And they come out and they throw about 3 more songs on. That's what we're about to do. We're going to do about 3 more songs or 3 more beers, whatever it is. Someone asked, what am I drinking? What was this again? Love Street.
Yep.
Love
Street.
Carbach Love Street. Hope you guys out there are getting out of work early. Maybe you're on your lunch break and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to drink one with these boys. This is the way they are going to do it. Hope you're enjoying it because this is the way we're going to do it here every single day, 1 to 2 p.m. Check in with us. We're going to have plenty of interaction for you guys, plenty of time for you to get in on this. And as time goes, the show will grow and it'll grow through you guys. So we're going to need your help. But yeah, we're hearing, please, more going, free bird. Everyone, you got an angel with you right now. The encore's the greatest ever. All right, encore it is. Let's keep talking just a little bit more. In that case, if we're going to encore it, let me break a little bit of news to you guys listening. I don't know what you guys think of this, but Deshaun Watson's name popped up again. Every time I see his name pop up, my heart drops like, man, what's coming? Well, we're hearing the witness in the Deshaun Watson case, or one witness in the Deshaun Watson case repeatedly invoked the Fifth Amendment. You've used it one time whenever you were growing up. Everybody did. Well, I'm using my Fifth Amendment, just playing around. I don't have to talk. Just you didn't really know that what it really was. Well, it really exists.
Who broke Mom's favorite dish over there on the wall?
I'm using my Fifth Amendment.
Those are collector dishes.
My mom.
Those are collector dishes. Who threw the ball?
I'm telling my mom that
I got the Fifth.
Yeah, I'm getting my ass whooped even worse. I'm getting my ass 5 times worse for pleading the Fifth. You heard people say, I plead the Fifth.
Makes it worse when you were the only kid home in the house by
everyone
yourself.
listening out there, you don't even know what that meant, but you pleaded the Fifth at one point. I plead the Fifth. Well, the Fifth Amendment was used, and this is what we're hearing right here. We're hearing in a statement released to Mark Berman of Fox 26 in Houston, Busby claims that a witness who allegedly worked closely to the Texans and coordinated massage sessions for Watson repeatedly invoked the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination while testifying. If that doesn't self-incriminate you, I don't know what does. Do you think there's some paper under the table here? Watson said, hey, they got to be somewhat tight if that was the person that was. I got to say, hey, just don't talk. Let's figure this out. The lawyer said, hey, you plead the Fifth. Don't talk. Watson's like, I promise you, there has to be something to this. That person's going to plead the Fifth?
I don't want, like, as much as the optimist in me, there's a cynical side that says either, and this is all speculation, I'm going to try to, indemnify myself. I don't know what the hell that word is.
Nice.
From a legal perspective.
I like that.
But my 2 theories are either A, she was the one helping set stuff up, like a la Ghislaine Maxwell with, what's his name? Epstein kind of thing.
Oof.
Or she was one of the ones who orchestrated this, like, hey, why don't we try to squeeze him for some. So I feel like she's either on his side or on the other chick's side of, like, hey, we just need you to say it happened.
Is this person pleading the Fifth the one that's responsible for getting the massage table to the hotel room that we heard of?
There's so much. There is so much with this. I have no idea. Like, this story just, every time it gets crazy. This is honestly Tiger King Texans. Because you remember watching Tiger King 2 years ago. Pandemic started. Everybody was locked home. Like, oh, what's this Tiger King thing? And every episode ended with a cliffhanger of, you thought this was crazy. Wait till we show you what shit happens on the next episode. And then all of a sudden you went, there's no way it gets crazier than this. Oh, you thought that was crazy. We got another episode full of crazy. Every single detail on this Deshaun Watson thing just gets crazier and crazier and crazy. It's just a climbing scale of crazy. It shoots and lighters crazy.
The report says that the witness spent the entire hour of the deposition asserting her Fifth Amendment privilege. Indeed, she wouldn't admit that she even knew Deshaun Watson. So she came in there with a plan. Whoever that was coached. Somebody coached her into, hey, just keep saying, I'm pleading my Fifth Amendment. I plead the Fifth. I plead the Fifth. Do you know Watson? No, I don't. I plead the Fifth. This was this was trained and coached. So again, does that lean you? Does that sway you either way? Does that pull the curtain back a little bit? Let me know, Twitch. Does that pull the curtain back a little bit, because it lets you know that someone knew what was going on. At least this person doesn't want to talk, whether she knows that she doesn't want to lie under oath. Like,
well, that's what the point of the Fifth Amendment was. You can't self-incriminate. So let's just set it out as an example. Say you're a group of people and you're running some illegal guns. You're part of a motorcycle gang in California, and you like to run some guns to people who can't have them. That's illegal. Well, then in the middle of a deal, somebody snaps off and one of your friends shoots somebody, and then the cops come and say, hey, did you see this happen? And you go, I'm not talking. And they go, okay, well, we have a Fifth Amendment. You're not going to incriminate yourself. Like, we're not going to punish you. And you go, I'm pleading that Fifth. I'm not going to I'm not going to sit there and spill the beans that, yes, I saw the murder, but I also was running illegal guns. So you can just walk my buddy out in handcuffs for murder and then turn around and start a whole new trial for me for running illegal guns. That's the whole point, is that if you know something was fishy or you could get in trouble for something, you're able to say, nope, I ain't talking because I'm not incriminating myself for anything. It's the same thing of, hey, we found your fingerprints at a bank that was robbed 2 nights ago. Where were you? Not there. Well, where were you? Not there.
Call
I plead
my
the
lawyer.
Fifth. All of a sudden,
You get thrown.
I mean, if there was no Fifth Amendment, then what do you have to do? Well, I was at the strip club. My wife doesn't know.
Well,
Like, fuck that. Plead the Fifth.
think of it like a first 48, an episode. And then they bring them in there. Johnny, you saw him pull that trigger, Johnny, didn't you? And Johnny's like, man, I ain't saying I plead the Fifth. It ain't happening. Not up in the first 48. I think there's, and again, no, let me act like the law doctor, spiritualist. I'm not going to do that on here, but I'm going to just talk off the dome. I'm not sure how that works, but somewhere along here, there's got to be a thin line of, I don't know how she's getting away with this, but again, it self-incriminates to me. But it's a lot of times whenever you're like, you know what, I choose not to do so. You self-incriminate yourself a lot of times in life, not even realizing it. But this one, when you know there's fire behind the smoke, I don't know. We'll continue with the Deshaun Watson saga as we get through this, as we progress through this show, man, because I got a feeling that after this Super Bowl, obviously, then they said that they can put him under oath, which one being Deshaun Watson, and who knows how much. They got a strategy, obviously. If this is the strategy they're taking now, but this is all coached and this is strategy to me. So further and further I get from this is like the further and further I've grown from Watson. Like, man, just get the hell up out this city. Like, I'm tired of it.
You know that little voice that tells you this is a bad idea? Maybe I should turn around. Maybe I shouldn't drive down this road. Maybe I shouldn't have that extra beer. Sometimes you got to listen to that voice. And if Deshaun didn't have that voice, that's unfortunate. But I feel like there's that little voice in there that he just never listened to.
Question: how did Kraft get out of a situation? No one talks about it anymore. They're trying to hang it, but they're trying to hang Watson. Supposedly, well, it's a different situation because it was more he paid for supposedly the sex.
None of the women in Kraft's situation are alleging that he forced himself upon them.
Exactly. It was a illegal service that they were offering that he paid for. So none of them are saying.
There were 2 consenting adults. There was consent. Some of the problem with Deshaun Watson's is a lot of these women have said there was not consent there. So that's the thing. Had there not been a force factor of, hey, he made me do something I didn't want to do, had they just said, oh yeah, I gave Deshaun Watson massages and he wanted me to play with his booty hole. Okay. Like, yeah, he's going to get made fun of for it. But if there's nothing illegal there, like, if it's not well, he forced me to, or he pressured me, then okay, that's what he likes. Everybody's going to go, oh, you paid for it. Yeah. Okay, you paid a hooker. Guess what? Lamar Odom passed out in fucking Bunny Ranch. Like, come on. Everybody would have moved on. But it's the fact that he allegedly forced these women to do something that's where it came out, where everybody went, oh.
Forceful. That's where it comes down to.
That's where we got a problem.
Forceful. Now, with Watson.
Bob Kraft was just going, hey, how about an extra $100 for you to, woohoo? and they were doing it.
Like
and
like creepy
they were
old
still
man,
willing
you
to
know.
do it. Yeah.
You ever?
I mean, he was a
does
a
the wink,
married
wink.
man. His wife passed away. What's he gonna do? He's too old to go and date and find. Like he knows any good looking woman is gonna be 40 years younger than him and only after him for one thing. Why not just you pay her to leave?
And
Take
you
care
see,
of it,
no one
pay her to
even
leave.
talks that. No one. Kraft is back in doing charity events in children's hospitals, and no one's even worried about it no more. It's been swept under the rug. This Watson situation, though, I'm not sure how far it goes. I'm not sure whatever organization's going to sweep it under the rug. I'm not sure how or an organization's going to take him in. And the first time he lines up under center, the center's going to get behind him and just a little poke to the back, a little typewriter. Everyone's going to know.
Oh, you can imagine. Like, God forbid he goes to the NFC East. What Philly fans are going to have on their poster boards as they sit in Lincoln Financial when he comes to town. Like that, it's unfortunate that now he is going to have to pay away almost all this money he signed for a signing bonus. But it would almost be better if he had enough money to just go, you know what? I'm gone. I don't want to be in the public eye anymore. I'm going to go buy an island and sit there and do nothing. But he can't do that now because, well, he's going to have to pay out the teeth or pay through the nose to get all this stuff taken care of. Because even if he's found not guilty, Rusty Hardin ain't a cheap lawyer.
No,
He is expensive on his hourly rate.
And if he's trying to settle with some of these cases, those are all going to add up. But you heard he's throwing little numbers. He's throwing, I'll give you 10 grand. Like, I do not need a Corolla. I don't need a 2008 Corolla. I need Corvette money. He's got to come to the table with some. If he wanted this stuff gone, he had to come to the table with money. And I guess he shot low and they bit him in the ass.
Well, then this is the problem, too, is that we know from his cryptic tweets from the Texans when the season ended last year and stuff like that, he's got bunny ears. He knows and he pays attention to everything around him. If this were a guy who could walk in, like, again, say the Giants have already said they're out on him. They don't want to deal with him. But say, in a weird world, the Giants traded for him. He has to go into Lincoln Financial every year and play Eagles fans. Philly fans are not monsters, but they don't hold back. He's always going to be on the bench and looking around while, somebody's trying to get his attention. Hey, Deshaun, I need you to watch this film. And he's looking at all the signs and looking at people booing him and flipping
Bills
him
fans
off.
jumping off massage tables this time. Imagine Bills fans cracking massage tables.
Dude, those are expensive. The tables they crack, they're like $40 at Academy.
They're like, whoa,
Those massage
whoa.
tables are like $300.
Whoa. This is going to set us back for the whole season. We're on a budget.
But he's not the type of guy who can just tune out all, like, he's already shown. He's not the guy who just tunes out everything and goes tunnel vision on the field or goes tunnel vision in life.
Yeah.
There are guys who do that. There are plenty of guys who go, you know what? Middle fingers, guys. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. My job is to go home, to wake up, to bang some chips, to go to practice, to go to a game, to bang some more chicks, and have fun. They can just shut out the world.
That's what
Deshaun
he should have
Watson
been
ain't
living.
that guy.
That's what he should have been living. Like a good boy.
He's not that guy.
Like a good boy right there. Doing that routine, he would have never got himself to trouble. But he's on a budget. Everyone's on a budget. We're on a budget at a time. We went 10 minutes over because of you guys. You guys asked for it. We gave it to you. Just want to say thank you to everyone hung out.
You want to give everybody some fire picks real quick?
Let's go to fire picks. It's fire in the booth. It's fire in the booth, and we're going to get out of here like this today. We're going to go ahead and give you, and I gave it to you. If you can't read in between the lines, I'm going to go the over in that Bengals game. I definitely got to get on that. I'm also going to go to soccer. We got the soccer odds on the bottom. We got Colombia. We got Peru. If you can see on the bottom of the screen, we got Colombia -1 over under 2. Colombia's had trouble scoring in these World Cup qualifiers. Everyone knows that, but they're bringing back the old boys. They're getting back to James. They're trying to put the squad back together, and this is a must-win situation. At least a tie at home, as they're tied with 17 points for the last qualifying spot. And this is the play-in game that they would have to get into in South America. The top 4 get in. The 5th has to play in that playoff game. Colombia right now is in that 5th spot. Peru, they got the same amount of points, but they got a less goal or a wider goal differential. That's why they're behind Colombia. Peru's going to try to come all out, and Colombia's going to try to defend the home. It's a day game, and if you know anything about Colombia, that's why they run them there in Barranquilla, because it gets extremely hot. If you look at the head-to-heads between these two teams, 3-2, 2-1, 3-0, 1-0, 3-0. So at 4 out of the last 5 have seen at least 3 goals. I believe that Colombia gets on the board, and I think they do it multiple times. Colombia wins this game. I know they're juiced, but I think Colombia really wins this game. This is the moment that they've been waiting for at home with 4 games left. I really believe that, and we're going to have to get out on that note. I like Colombia a lot, and I like USA on Sunday as well. Take them on the spread, take them on the team total. Take them everywhere. USA is going to go ahead and start inching closer to that World Cup as well. We got to get out of here. I'm trying. The booth is hot. We've given you everything we could. We went over the time. He gave you breaking news. We're drinking beer with you. What else can we do? What else can we do? We're going to come back Monday. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you check out WeBetATS.com. There's going to be so much free picks over there. You're going to catch a lot of. Aaron wrote something. Where do you want to watch? Where can you watch games here in Houston? I got some stuff for this weekend. We're going to have stuff for basketball, cheat sheets, everything. WeBetATS.com. Aaron, anything before we get out of here?
Man, y'all go be safe, have fun, enjoy your weekend, and tell 5 friends. Tell 5 friends I need to be here Monday.
Like Biggie said on that song, like they said, tell your friends we could be friends. That's what we're going to do here. Again, we're checking out one time. It's a debut show. We're going to get better as we get going. We're going to get this cranking. We're going to get the phone lines going because we saw you calling in. Starting Monday, you'll be able to call in and tell me, Jerry, just shut your mouth and give us picks. I guess I'll do that. Signing off, that's Aaron Raybould. I'm Jerry Bow. Peace.